Good
Hi.
morning. Good morning, everybody. It's your Shine Sisters back after a long hiatus. So, Debbie and I, when we were in the green morning this morning, good morning, dear Debbie. You look beautiful. Your eyes look so beautiful and green today. Are they normally green or are they blue?
No, but I'm wearing green and blue, and
Yeah.
my eyes are little
So
chameleons.
sparkly. We should be the Sparkle Sisters today.
Yay! I know, I'm loving your polka dots. Oh,
Thank
I'm a
you.
big polka
Yeah, I
dot fan.
felt like I wanted to be like fun today. So I thought,
Exactly.
what more than polka dots? And yeah, and I wanted to dress up a little bit because I know you always show up. And I thought, you know what? Why wait for tomorrow to dress up? It's a random Thursday for the Shine Sisters. And
Exactly.
it makes you feel good, right? Look good,
It
feel better. And so, yeah.
100%. Yeah,
So thank you
100%.
for doing this today. Happy
Hey, thanks for inviting
Thursday.
me back to be a
Oh my
Shine
God,
Sister
Debbie, I
again.
cannot believe.
It's just like with musicians or anyone, right?
Right,
Sometimes we go on our own path for a little while and then we feel it's correct and we come back to each other
right.
because we always have such a good time.
I know. And it's the 13th today. I love the power of 13. It's a goddess number in Italian. It's such a good luck number. I didn't even realize that until
I didn't
just
either.
now that I went to check the phone to see what time it was. And it's the 13th, everybody.
Well, and we had an eclipse yesterday too.
Yes.
How was that for you?
In all honesty, Laura Lee and I were supposed to go to a Mrs. Roper's event, and at the last minute, 7 o'clock in the morning, the woman canceled it. So then I was like, I got cranky because of it, because I don't like at the last minute. I had bought myself a new Roper purse, a new caftan. I had ironed it. I was all ready. Like I was ready to get dolled up. And then when she canceled it, I said to Laura Lee, you know what, Laura? I'm upset now. I don't even want to go, even if they decide at the last minute. No. Plus, it's far. Paulo Jr. had to drive us. Anyway, so the eclipse energy, I would say, made me angry yesterday. It eclipsed that, well, brought up a little bit of anger. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because my right side has been giving me issues. And yesterday I started having pain on my right side of my neck, just very stiff, very painful, my right shoulder and my right knee. And I'm not quite sure what it's trying to tell me, but it started yesterday. So there's pretty powerful energy going there that I'm trying to work through on my right side. And I feel like, isn't my right side my masculine side? Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
giving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe,
You know, sometimes when my masculine becomes a little more out of balance, the 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 yin and the yang within me becomes imbalanced. It usually shows up on my right side that I need to soften it up a little bit, take it
yeah.
easy. And I did a reading for myself the other day, and rest came into it. And I actually listened to it. I was going to go out and do all these things. Instead, I stayed and I rested and hung out at home the other day. So I'm listening, but my body's really trying to get my attention.
Yeah, I was just sharing with Debbie this morning. I've been really sick with a kidney infection for the last week. And when I had to sit with the emotions behind that, anger was there, and resentment, and all those things that I thought I had worked through, except I recognize it's another layer. It's a deeper layer to work through. And when the body is manifesting, I know that someone else in my world had pulled a card a few days before I got sick, and listen to your body. White Tara with listen to your body was the message. And I said to this person, you know, you'd even said, listen to your body. And I was sharing with you, hi, Rosie. I don't know what the heck, Deb. I just totally was in another world. I don't know how I totally missed all of the, like, at least you're feeling the symptoms.
Oh, well, it's pretty painful.
I'm sorry, honey, that you're,
It's
yeah.
okay. I got my deep blue all in there, and yeah, it's gonna work itself out. I just gotta work
Yeah,
on the
it's
emotions
true,
around it.
right? Something to move out
Yeah,
and paying attention. And the right side is the masculine side. So I mean, you're surrounded by 4 men in your house.
yeah,
Yeah. So, and a
Yeah.
dad and a brother. So there's a lot of possibility there.
Yeah, and I have a very strong personality as well, so that definitely plays into it when um but it's so interesting because I don't feel like I am like direct or really, but I have been more outspoken and which usually isn't the feminine, right? The feminine is usually more the observer and just the nurturer. And I've been more outspoken and like, no, this is it, So very strong in my thoughts and stuff, even with myself, right? Not necessarily to others, just very
Right.
strong within myself. Like, no, this is what you need to be doing, and telling myself that. And then my other side of me is like, but I don't want to.
Right. I
I don't
know.
want to do it. I don't want to deal with it.
It's so interesting. I find it fascinating. Like
Mm-hmm.
all of it, everything. Even the fact that, like, last week when Robin passed, I think I did take it very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer is my kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did Robin pass, but Marian Andrews passed as well. And it's been two amazing ladies, soul sisters in Sunny's community.
Mm.
And I think what it did for me was it made me, not that I haven't been, but even more present with the fact life is fleeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in charge of my life. And what do I want? Like really sitting with that question again, what do I want? And sometimes my answers aren't easy.
Mm-hmm.
And choices that I need to make are not easy. And especially when it comes to my son or something long term like that. And so, yeah, I just find it amazing because if we look at the evidence in my own journey right now, yours with your pain in your neck and your shoulder, and me with the kidney infection, it brings me pause, right? To look at what's going on in my life and where am I not taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I find it fascinating
Yeah.
because it is a barometer.
Well, mine started to come on yesterday because I had let my website go when
Yes.
I was taking a break from doing readings and stuff. And I've gotten back into doing readings. And so I was like, I'm going to revamp my website. So I sat at my computer all day yesterday working on my website, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's still not published 100%. But I woke up with a little kink, and then it just grew and grew and grew. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on with me? Why? And it's because I kept looking at it going, wow, you're really getting clear on who you are, and not comparing myself to where everybody else is at. And I was just so soul focused on, okay, what do I have to offer to this world and to the people who want to meet with me? And I just stayed in my own bubble yesterday, but it was causing me pain because I'm used to getting distracted and going and doing other things that really don't need my attention and stuff, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it was giving you a pain in the neck.
It was giving me a pain in the neck because I wanted to do it, but I'm so used to giving myself to everybody else and to do other things that don't enrich me so I can put myself out there. When I go and do things for other people, I get to hide inside, right? Because I'm doing it for them. Once I'm like putting myself out there on my website, like, here's my picture. This is what I do. This is what I can do to help you. It's freaking scary, even though I'm super confident in my abilities, right? Like the confidence isn't lacking. I have this duality inside of me that it's like, okay, I want to show what I can do, but I also want to make sure I'm private, right? Like I'm a private person, but hey, I'm here too. Like it's such a weird feeling.
I know it really is because a lot of people, I am out there, and even somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, you're like a social media specialist." Now, I wouldn't say that. I do know my way around social media, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a specialist. But it was kind of interesting to get that comment. But I know
That's
what
cool.
you say. And there are days where I am super confident in what I put out. And then there's days where I'm like, oh, should I have said that?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand. Maybe it's like the energy and the moon cycle. I don't know. But there are days where you're right. It's like we've been out here now for 15 years.
That's
Like,
crazy.
it's been amazing
Yeah.
and interesting. And even, one of our mutual mentors last week was saying how she's having a shift right now, too. Another one, because Robin's passing,
Yeah.
it really brought into presence time and divine timing and choosing and doing and also getting the help from other people. But that is what I said to one of my cohorts the other day. There are some teachers, though, that have this amazing ability to attract, I don't even know, like a team.
Right.
I haven't had that blessing because I've been so close, and I'm going to be very vulnerable right now. I've had a lot of interpersonal issues with females. As I've healed my own, self-respect and self-love and power and wanting to be liked and people pleasing and all of the things, what I've realized is, wow, I've allowed a lot. And I think that's why when I pull my energy back, it's not in anger to anybody. It's in recognizing I need to maintain my own energy and I need to make some better choices. And so I need to hear the voice of God, because that's who's truly going to direct me in the right way. And when my mom and dad were alive, I had them as barometers, and now I don't have them. So I truly have to go into that wisdom. Like, I mean, I'm very blessed. I have you and a couple other good friends that I listen to the support, but generally we're meant to go within, right? To that wisdom within us to guide us.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can't hear it. And I think with the symptoms, that just gives us opportunity to tap into where am I not paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we have the pain or thing, like your kidneys and my neck, it's just, again, it's just to get our attention. Our bodies are our barometers telling us, hey, you're a bit out of balance right now. Let's get back on,
Right.
let's get back on track. Where are you giving too much, and where are you not giving enough to yourself? And are you losing focus on what's truly important? And that is our relationship with God, honestly, our creator. So,
And you know what else? It's interesting because even in the online retreat that I did with Sunny the other day, her question to us was, and this is based on Adler psychology, where do you know better but not living what you know? And what am I choosing now? And if you don't think that that gave me a swift kick in the butt, where do you know better but you're not living what you know? Like, where am I still? Like, for example, I've had somebody tell me one too many times I'm too religious. And I've been sitting with that, and all it did was fuel me to be more religious.
right.
And that's who I am. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
And so I'm like, you cannot allow that, like that noise to affect you anymore.
Right.
At this age, 62, I feel like I should know better. And so that question really did give me a kick in the butt. It wasn't only with like the weight loss, but it was in my relationships. Where am I hanging out still where I know that I shouldn't? Let's just see what Rosie's saying right here. She's saying, I am literally out of balance right now. I've been dealing with some severe vertigo. Oh, and don't understand where it's coming from. I think I need to look at some areas in my life as well that I don't understand what the dizziness is all about. Do you want to speak to that?
I was going to pull a card, if that's all right, from the Trust Your Vibes, and just see if it gives us any message for Rosie. Rosie, is it all right if I pull a card? And then Juliana has the Secret Language of the Body book.
Yeah.
So reconsider is what came up. So I'll read the book and see what that vertigo and balance, and that's a 35, which is an 8. Oh, interesting. I just opened up to that page. The universe is cautioning you to stop and reconsider. You are tempted to fall out of alignment with your spirit and go against your true nature. Do not blindly follow what isn't good for you. Instead, re-examine your priorities and where necessary, make an about face. Above all, be honest with yourself. Don't tell yourself something or someone is okay and can be trusted when it isn't true. Watch out for the tricky ego, which will try to convince you to betray yourself and go along with those who do not have your best interest at heart. If you know you are in the wrong company, admit it. Also, acknowledge addictions or dependencies on substances and on people. If something or someone is dragging you down, it's time to let go.
That's interesting.
So that's the message. See if that resonates with you, Roseanne. Or Rosie, sorry, not Roseanne.
That's okay. My mother suffered from vertigo a lot. She had a disorder called Meniere's. And I would love to share with you the meaning from the Secret Language of your Body. And the way Inna does this is you take what resonates and you let go of the rest. So vertigo, the body in overload, feeling unstable, out of balance, ungrounded, confused, unable to handle life, things seeming different than you thought them to be, feeling unsafe, scattered, burdened, wanting to hide or be somewhere else, difficulty accepting things as they are, going round and round in circles, but not sure how to make changes or which direction to take. So, just sit with that. Where do you feel ungrounded or where things are overloading you? And this is what I said to somebody the other day, because she's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I said, I call bullshit, because I know right now, when I get to the root of what's going on with me, I know what's going on. The night before I went to Emerge, my nephew, who hasn't talked to me for 2 years, is angry with me because I saw his son. So instead of being happy that his ex reached out to his auntie to see his kid, he lost his mind. And his current girlfriend, who is not a very nice human, sent me this big, long, and I shared with Debbie because what I had done, and if it's okay, Debbie, may I address it? Because I had used the Shine Sisters page and I just did an angry emoji on her post because she publicly wanted to humiliate my brother. Now, my mother is gone. I'm the matriarch of this family, whether they want me to or not. And I am somebody that is in tune. And I was angry. So all I did was put an angry face, which ignited the wounding within this young woman who told me that I was fake. And I said to Paula, wow, this woman does not know who I am, because I am one of the most authentic, open-hearted, no masks people that's walking this planet. So the only fake one is her. The fact that she's using our last name without being married to my nephew is very bothersome. And so I just let it go. I sent them a message, I blocked them, and I said to my brother, I won't talk to them again because I need to be well. And then I ended up in Emerge the next day. So like when you guys are dealing with something, you need to get very quiet. Because if you don't BS yourself, you know why the pain in the neck, the pain in the kidneys, the infection, the out of alignment. Where am I out of alignment? Where am I not speaking my truth? Where am I overloaded? Where am I allowing? Where am I not saying no? Where am I saying yes when it should be a no? And like that's why I have this out right now, because I've been doing my homework, because I'm like, I don't want to get sick again. I am a beautiful, wonderful, healthy person. When I don't get, like when I'm sick now, Deb, I'm a cranky bitch. Oh my God. And I feel sorry for myself. Like, I love being well. I love living life. I love having experiences. Like, I'm really sad that I don't feel good right now.
Yeah.
And I can't seem to just, like, I don't have the 100. I'm definitely on the mend because I only have 4 days left of the antibiotics. So I am feeling better like that, but it wiped me out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think rest is probably the message for a lot of us, right? Where are we doing too much, overcompensating, giving too much of ourselves? And that creates an imbalance within us because we're meant to be receiving, giving, and receiving, and not just one or the other. And
Right.
obviously, there's a lot of giving going on because and we're not receiving the love that we deserve. And so then our body is going to let us know, hey, this is what's going on. Slow down. And
Right.
that's funny because I had pulled that card as some other topics to talk about, which is slowing down.
Right.
As women, especially, I think we have this expectation on ourselves, and society has an expectation on us that we're supposed to constantly be doing and giving to others, and receiving is a privilege to us, right? That we're supposed to just be giving constantly and not poo-poo ourselves for or feel sorry for ourselves when we feel like we've exhausted ourselves. And but everyone's like, what are you complaining about? You have everything. You have
Right.
everything,
And that's a
right? Like
perception.
you're this or you're that. It's like, but wait a minute, we're all human and we're all here to give. We're all here to receive, but women are afraid to receive like true, authentic, unconditional love, right? And I feel like when we're not allowing our body to receive that love, we're blocking it, we cause ourselves pain.
So true. Let's see what Rosie says here. She says, thank you both so much. This has really given me food for thought. I've had a couple of negative encounters with my ex-husband lately, which has probably, yes, contributed to those problems. Boy, do I need to get grounded. Yeah, I would say like Debbie said, in the slowing down, and in that slowing down is being kind to your mind, your body, your
Mm-hmm.
soul, and doing something to fill yourself up.
Yeah.
Because usually and that story, I mean, it's just a different face, right? It's her ex-husband that's
Yeah.
ungrounded her. With me, it was my nephew's. Well, and he also called me, but I was in bed because I was so sick. And I think he wanted to give me a blast, but I had my phone plugged in on the side, and I didn't see the calls. And I thought, thank God, because I was in no way, shape, or form for that. Like, I don't, what do you, like, confrontation energy
Right.
slamming me, right? A, I'm his elder, and B, I'm not a doormat. So nobody
Right.
gets to talk to me like that.
So I
So
think as
yeah,
females, it's important because it sounds like we're all having some imbalance when it comes to the masculine, whether
yes,
it's men, our masculine selves. So this is our opportunity. So we can talk about that, right? We can talk
sure.
about how to get balanced in our feminine side and bringing the two together. What would be a tip that you would offer to
For me,
everyone?
what I'm feeling today is August the 13th. It is a goddess day. So it's to tap into that wisdom within me that guides me always on the right path. And that's why for me, I need to get quiet because I'm clairsentient. It's not as easy for me unless I quiet all the noise around me to go within. And when I'm not feeling good, there's that chemical imbalance. Like I recognize A, when my hair is shorter, and B, when I don't feel good, my psychic intuitiveness is not as high. And I know, like, there's a lot of, like, the Peruvians believe hair is a receiver.
Mm,
And so I would definitely tap in right now to that goddess within you,
mm,
and just to that power within. I'm seeing in my vision not my vision with my eyes, but my angels are showing me like Wonder Woman, right? Like Athena, just recognizing that these men, they come in attack mode. And through the ages, that's how we women have dealt with it. I mean, now they're showing me concubines, please forgive me, but where they would just take you and do whatever they wanted, whether that was beat you up or whatever. But now in this realm, we have dominion, we have power, and it's to tap into that power and to also clean our energy from them and to hang out with girls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And people who will support you. So when I first asked like the theme of today, remember I showed you and I was like, I don't know how this is going to show up. But if you look at this picture, triumphant, right? This female on this wonderful unicorn, and look at her. She's looking up to the heavens and she's focusing on what is triumphant in her life. Where are things going well for her? And I would also say focus on where you feel good about yourself, where you feel good in your relationships, instead of what's upsetting you, what's angering you, who's coming at you, who's doing what to you, and focus on the triumphants that you have in your life instead of the deceiving. And it's like just flipping the script, right? What do you feel triumphant in? Where are you successful at? And that's where you can balance out your feminine and your masculine, because both of them will create a success for you in that triumphant feeling. So it's just like focusing on the positive, focusing on what you're doing well instead of who's coming at you or where you're kind of falling, or it's making your head spin, like what Rosie was saying, the vertigo. It's like your head spinning, you're lightheaded, you're feeling weak, you're feeling kind of lost, right? Is that kind of uncomfortable, I can't get balanced. And so this is just, where are you balanced? Just ask yourself, where am I balanced in my life? What's going well in my life? What have I done good today for myself and for others? Where can I be of service to others? And then I think that's where we can kind of recalibrate ourselves.
Absolutely. And you know what else, Rosie, as Deb was talking, which happens because it's like we plug into each other. I'm hearing the angels say it's okay to be soft and strong. Like a lot of us are very soft, and it's okay to be strong. It's okay to speak your truth with love. It's okay to voice what makes you angry. And a lot of times we do feel like our voices are lower than men. And this is not to bash men. I love men. I love my husband.
I do too. I have three
my
sons,
son, my father, my brother. I mean,
yeah,
I've loved the men in my life. I have some really good male friends. So I'm not a male basher. I love them. When they show up at retreats, I'm always the one to say, I love the masculine infusion of the energy. And so that isn't what I'm saying. However, I'm saying in their makeup, in their DNA, they are like the leaders, although we can be leaders now too. We're meant to speak up too. Our voices matter too. And that's why Women's Day is so important to me, because I can't remember what Laura Lee was saying in March, how even though we are getting better and more noticed, we're still like 100, I don't know if she said, like, it's years and years behind. Like we're not matching the energy yet. So our voices matter. And, getting grounded takes work. It really does, you guys. I understand. I've been ungrounded myself for the last 10 days.
There was this situation. It wasn't even that big of a deal. So, I have 3 sons, right? But when they have their friends over, they're all guys and stuff like that. And so I'm the only female besides my dog, Lucy. And my youngest comes in and he goes, hey, my friends are coming over. Would you go upstairs and hang out upstairs? So him and his friends could play video games and be themselves and be guys. Didn't ask my husband to go upstairs. Just me, right? To make everybody feel comfortable. And I laughed and I said, okay. And I did, because I had a ton of things that I wanted to do up in my room and organize and things. So it worked out that I wanted to. But then I came down the next morning because my husband made a joke and said, "Yeah, go up to your dungeon." I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
yeah, you're not going to be doing that, honey, joking or not." So I came down the next morning, not mad. I get on the vibration plate and he's in the kitchen and I go, "I'm just going to let you know that was a one-time deal. I'm going to take that as a joke the very first time. It ever gets said between you and our sons a second time to me, it's not going to be well received and it will not happen again." And he's like, "I hear you." I didn't have to raise my voice. I didn't have to get angry. I didn't have to, pound my fists or anything and prove I'm the strongest one in the house. I just said, "You got that one chance. I laughed the first time. We're not going to have that happen again, right? Nope, not going to do that again. I hear you." And I felt heard. I felt understood. And I was able to move forward without any anger whatsoever.
but see what I mean? How innately that came out so easy. Like go to a dungeon, like we're some damsel in distress.
Like
And
I'm not welcome in my own home because I'm the
right?
only female here. And I've always been the only female, but they all know that I am the strongest one because I literally created them, right? Like my
Right?
husband, I created them and we raised them, but I'm the strong personality for sure. But it's okay to give them space. But it's also important as the woman to make sure that we, again, what Rosie's saying, set the boundary. You can
Exactly.
ask me to please go somewhere else so that they can feel comfortable and be guys and not feel judged, by me or whatever. But remember, how you speak to me is extremely important. How you treat me is very important. And this is what
Exactly.
I'm willing to tolerate and not tolerate.
Yeah.
And that's what's important, right? That's part of the vertigo, I'm sure, with Rosie, is there's an intolerance right now about the ex-husband, right? There's somewhere where the respect the boundaries aren't being respected. When, as women, our boundaries aren't being respected, we start to feel pain.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And she does say, I think this confusion and dizziness on my part could be connected to the joy I felt this past week of heaven and her grandson, but that are complicated because my daughter's father came into the picture and caused some issues. Oh, that makes sense. So the info you've given me has really clarified why I felt so conflicted.
Good.
And she says, yes, setting boundaries. And Linda says, yes, setting boundaries is so important. It is, ladies. That was one of the things when I found Sunny's community, I needed work on everything.
Oh, same here. Do you remember when we met?
10
and
years
what Vicky
ago. Well,
said
11.
to me, we had to do that little exercise where we had to write on each other's back.
I still have
Yeah.
it.
And I couldn't believe that this woman that I had just met, Vicky, wrote hiding. I'm like,
oh my God, me too. But maybe
how
it's because
dare
she
her?
was hiding. God rest your soul, dear Vic. But
oh yeah,
to see hiding, because Sunny would say, you see what exists in you. So the fact that she put hiding on both of us,
and
now we're not hiding anymore.
No,
we're
not at all. We're like, hello,
hello.
Although I do hide every once in a while, but it's just because I need to go within, right? I need to have my own space, my own private time. And I wouldn't say it's hiding anymore, as again, setting boundaries for myself, knowing when I need to go cocoon myself to recalibrate and get back within and get in touch with God, what is important right now, instead of constantly being the social butterfly out there. What's everybody else doing and everyone else's business and trying to keep up. It can be exhausting, right? So we just have to set the boundaries, let go of comparison. We talked about that earlier, is letting go of comparison about what everybody else is doing. And I swear, when we get in tune with ourselves and we go back into our cocoon, I think we're all probably pretty happy.
Oh,
and naturally
absolutely.
joyful. It's when we don't recalibrate ourselves and pull ourselves back in is when we get the imbalance, the pain, the kidneys, the neck, the dizziness. It's because we're just spinning. We're just trying. We're trying too hard
Yes,
to fit
yes,
somewhere
yes.
or to make something happen. It's like, if God pushed himself, right? I know I'm going to get all religious and stuff. If God pushed himself to make the world in one day instead of 7 days, right? What would have happened? There could have been a calamity, like chaos ensue, like, oh my gosh, all the dinosaurs and all the people and all the
Right,
animals and everything all at once. Well, no, everything happened in the divine timing it was meant to happen. And as people, as women, we need to remember, take one step at a time. We don't need to compare ourselves to where everyone else is at in life. We are having our own life, our own journey, and we get to learn from other people's journey, but we don't need to compare our journey to someone
right.
else because
Because
that
it's true,
really
it's so
tears us up.
different, and it's a trap. I can't believe the segue because you just said divine timing, and I thought this morning I would throw it old school, and guess what I got for us? Trust in divine timing. So I'd
Voila.
love to share that because I think that we could use the infusion of just remembering to trust in divine timing. Often a series of actions and reactions must occur in order for your prayer to be answered, especially if several people are involved. This phenomenon is called divine timing, and it's similar to the stages necessary for a seed to sprout. Yes, this process can be rushed to a degree, but there's still an incubation period for both prayers and plants to appear in material form. Please have patience and continue to nurture your desires with love, positive thoughts, and guided action. Know that your prayer is being manifested even as I read these words. Divine timing assures that your wish arrives exactly at the right moment. Sometimes you only become aware of this fact in retrospect, after the prayer materializes. And with faith, you can have this understanding right now. So, the thought for today: all my prayers are heard and answered. I trust in the divine timing of the universe, for I am in perfect flow of giving and receiving. My life takes on magical qualities as I approach it with grace and faith. So, if that's not all everything weaved together in a pretty little package, because that's the thing. Sometimes we try to rush where we're at,
Mm-hmm.
or you try to make time go faster, or maybe you feel like it's going too fast and you haven't accomplished what you think. And it's so true on
Mm-hmm.
many different levels for me.
Oh, 100%. Well, that's what causes the dizziness, right? Is we're trying to speed up the process in which that's not how it's supposed to go. Because if we're just going with the flow of life, we're going to feel awesome. It's when we are pushing it and trying to control it and make other, just twists and turns for ourselves to create that extra challenge in our lives instead of just, I'm at peace. I feel at peace with my decision. I feel at peace with who I am as a person. And if there's people around me who are not at peace with me, that's for them to work out. It's not for me to try to figure out how to people please them and stuff, right? So I think that's what goes with the message is just go with the flow. Go with the flow that feels good and check in with yourself every single day. Every
That,
morning, where are
that's
we at today?
exactly. Because I know when I tap in, I can hear the voice within me. I know what's wrong. I know where I'm sad or mad or whatever the case might be, scared maybe sometimes, depending on
Mm-hmm.
what's going on in life.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to some of the decisions that I need to make for my son, they're hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's where I need to make sure I'm not doing anything rash. really that I'm doing it with a lot of thought and not reactionary, because it has long-term ramifications.
Oh,
And
definitely.
sometimes you don't know what's in their highest and greatest good. Yet when they're a dependent, that's where it's hard.
100%. Well, I think that's kind of, we've gotten our messages out today, right?
Hmm.
Like with the triumphant, focus on the positive instead of what's going wrong or what's angering us, what's frustrating us, what are people doing to us. Focus on what are we doing for ourselves today? Where can we love ourselves more to balance out where, some of the hatred or what have you is coming from, right? And just focusing on, asking your guardian angel, help me focus on what's going well in my life instead of all the things that aren't. And then
Right.
setting boundaries for yourself. If someone comes at you and they're speaking to you harshly or treating you harshly, that is your job to put up that wall and be like, that is unacceptable. And that's it. There's no other explanation. There doesn't have to be anger. That is not acceptable in my world. This is me. This is my energy. This is where I stand. I know my truth, and you're not going to tell me anything other than that, right? Right.
Right.
And then let them know, if you have a problem with me, go work it out. Go work it out with yourself. You don't need to be spatting all over me. I don't need that. I'm
Exactly.
good.
Exactly. And in terms of the secret language of your body, paying attention. Like you can
Hmm.
get this online, because for me, I went straight here as soon as I got home from
Yeah.
Emerge, because I'm
I
like,
know I
oh,
need
what's
to look
going
at, I
on?
have my book over there. I need to look at the neck on the right side
Oh,
because I
do you want me
know,
to
I
look?
mean, I already have an idea, but it would be interesting to.
Sure, let me look. It's giving you a pain in
You're
the neck.
welcome, Rosie. Of course. Yeah, Linda, love it. Divine timing and trust. Baby steps. I love that you guys are hearing this and that it's resonating with you all. We literally had no idea what we were going to talk about today, but something always comes up and we just kind of go with it. So I love that this is working for you all too. It's great to
So,
be back.
neck, possible contributing factors: relationship problems, inability to communicate feelings, difficulty making commitments, feeling stuck, inflexible, pressured, like something or someone is strangling you, propensity to sweep issues under the carpet so you don't have to deal with them, holding on to unresolved issues in relationships, especially with parents, children, or past partners, often seeing yourself in a negative self-image, spending too much time thinking and trying to work things out, and not enough time being aware of your feelings by tuning into your intuition. Have you been saying that someone or something is a pain in the neck? Are your commitments strangling you? Where in your life are you unwilling to bend and be flexible? Is there someone you need to talk to?
Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes. Every single one of
I
those.
mean, that's why you'll see, I look things up, I mark pages, because as humans, things are going to come up depending on where we're at. And
Yeah.
this, for me, then it gave me, like I did the healing, I rubbed my hands, divine healing intelligence, and put it on my back, and, breathed in and visualized my kidneys clean and clear, and said clear, until I felt that they were clearing. And then you do your best, right? You mix the Western medicine with this Eastern woo-woo shit,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it works.
it does.
If you allow yourself to be open, like sometimes some people are like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I said, I call bullshit. We all know
Yeah.
what's wrong. We really do. It's just sometimes we don't want to, like, we want to BS ourselves.
Yeah, we don't want to
Because
really acknowledge it because
well,
then we have
because
to do
maybe we're
something
scared.
about it.
Or that too, or we have to do something, shit, or get off the pot.
Yeah.
Isn't that what some people would say? I think that's a Vicky saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to swear, people, but sometimes it just comes out. It does work, and it is sometimes really hard in life.
Mhm.
And the beauty of it is there are resources.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel. It's like sometimes it's not a bad thing where you need to take those baby steps, because we're not meant to be running all the time. And in order for me to get really clear, you're right, Debbie, to slow down and rest a little bit. And that's what Paulo said to me, senior, the other night. He's like, why are you trying so hard? Why don't you just enjoy life? And he was right. I said to, like, the last couple of nights, I said, you're right. You're right. I don't need to try so hard or compete for my place. Like, I just need to keep my eyes on God, get through my mother's 2-year death anniversary, and just continue listening in to and paying attention to the divine timing, because I don't know what I'm meant to do. I mean, I still love doing cards. However, I know that I want to do more. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get some clarity. But I'm so glad that I got to spend some time with you ladies.
Me too. I know that us showing up is step one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Re-showing up. Obviously, making connections with other women is really important, creating a community of like-minded women, especially because it can get kind of lonely and scary out in the world. We can get into that competitive comparison, woe is me energy. And when we come here, we don't have to do that. We get to just be vulnerable and speak our truth and speak from our heart. And that's the beauty of doing this, right? Is that we get to enjoy each other instead of looking and going, what's everybody else doing? What am I not doing? You know,
right?
We're not even focused on that the last 46 minutes, right? We haven't even focused on what we're not doing today. We're focusing on where can we heal today? Where can we show up for ourselves and somebody else today? And so that's what I'm going to walk away from with our live today.
Women need women. I don't care what anybody says. Women need women. And I saw this meme last week. It was something about maybe women are our soulmates and men are just people to have fun with. I was like, huh. Because my heart longs to be in circle with like minds. Like, I'm tired of the vipers. I'm tired of the competition. I'm tired of the backstabbing. I cannot do that anymore. Like, and that is a boundary. I knew this a couple of years ago, and I've been clearing and clearing and clearing. I said to Simone yesterday, actually, I said, most of the communities that I started out with at the beginning of the year are not going to be where I'm ending my year.
Right.
Because I just feel like they served a purpose, and now it's time for some new experiences. I long for new.
Yeah, me too.
Really, I do. I've got the fever right now. Like, I just want to get this surgery over and done with. Waiting for this surgery has been one of the, and I know I'm grateful for the divine timing, because I was going to call them and give them a blast today. But then I'm like, no, trust in the divine timing. Like, I'm still releasing weight, and I'll be healthier. Don't rush it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let it run its course and let time heal, because there's probably some more healing that needs to happen before you get it done. So you can have a successful healing process after the surgery.
Well, that's
so
what
I want to invite y'all who are watching now and who's watching the replay. I don't know about you, Juliana, but I want to continue doing this. I don't know how often we're going to do this, but if you guys would send us in the comments, send us a list of different topics that we can talk about, that we can marinate on and come back to you guys and be like, all right, let's say we chose Linda Marie's topic today, and we're going to talk about this, and let's really dive into it, and we'll bring our expertise and insights to the topic. And I feel like that's kind of where we can catapult that, bringing the Shine Sisters back, right? Because we talked about some interesting things today. But I also want to hear, where are you guys at, and where are other teachers not filling in the gaps for you that Juliana and I can fill in Because I want us to have our own space and
Right.
not be doing what everybody else is doing. I like us to be different and authentic.
Right.
And
And that's what I think. I love that you're inviting that feedback because we're not scared to go anywhere.
no,
So whatever you need, whatever you feel that that you feel guided that we can share publicly, and if not, you can know how to get a hold of us. Debbie Levinsky and Juliana Mello. You guys know the spiel already of where to find us for readings or mentorship or whatever you need. But beyond that, when we show up, what do you want to hear us talk about? Because we're willing to be fluid, whatever you
Yeah.
need. There's a
well,
lot
you guys
of talk.
know, yeah, we'll talk about religion. We'll talk about God. We'll talk about guardian angels. We'll talk about, there's not a lot we won't talk about, openly and honestly, I think.
Oh, and like I've had such an expansion because I follow this woman now who was a witch, and so now her website is Craft to Christ because she's come to Jesus. And after the hex that was sent to me last year, I've been very mindful that there are people that do not have your greatest like whatever intentions in mind. And I have never been the teacher to shy away from. There is a dark side, and if you don't believe in that, then I'm not your teacher for you. And now I'm at this point where if I believe in God, I need to also share the other side. I follow a lot of priests on Facebook, a lot of exorcist priests, because I do believe in, I had an experience last year. Let's just leave it at that. So I think Debbie's inviting you, and I'm sharing that there are no topics that are off limits.
Yeah.
And if there is something that you feel could be a little spicy, just message the page, okay?
Yeah.
Or call one of us. You know, we're your girls with the open door.
Yeah.
And now is not the time, there's so much going on in the world and we need each other. Women do need each other, whether it's just like this, whether it's in a circle in person or in a circle online. We need each other.
Absolutely.
We really do. Anyways, Debbie, thank you for showing up today
Thank you.
on this beautiful August the 13th, a Goddess Day. Thank you for your card message of triumphant. I'm going to hold that in my heart today. And the message that the angels brought, trust in divine timing, friends. And in the middle, when you're not feeling good, consult the specialists because there always is a grain of truth, and it'll lead you where you need to heal. Until next time, beautiful Debbie Levinsky and Juliana signing off. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Go have a shiny, happy day.
Happy day.